Hi everyone, this is your favorite girl, Deborah Deborah Ojo from Remax Real Estate Center. Today I have my favorite friend and partner with me, Mili Goel. Mili works with National Bank, and today we want to chat about what really exactly is what is going on in the market. So Mili, can you please introduce yourself and all you do?
For sure. Hello, everyone. I want to thank my most favorite realtor, Deborah Ojo. We work as an excellent team here. I work for National Bank of Canada. I've been doing this in and out for the last 14 years. We'll get a mortgage done for you. The key factors that we want to discuss today, which Deborah I want to speak about, is CMHC and the changes that are coming through. Good news. Genworth Financial is not following CMHC guidelines for now. So we have both organizations working for us. The main change that I have here is the minimum credit score has gone up from 620 to 680. So this means that if we have a credit score less than 680, we will be going through Genworth, because Genworth still has the old requirement of 620. The gross debt service ratio, so our ratios have become a little strict with CMHC. It used to be 39.44, now it's going to be 35.42. Again, I have my Genworth financial counterpart where changes haven't been made there, so we're going to leave it as is. No borrowed down payment under CMHC guidelines, but we have Genworth we will continue with the same norms that they have. So let's find a house soon. Let's get a mortgage done soon. Yeah.
Okay. Mila, what do you think about? I'm hearing 10%. They might increase the down payment to a minimum of 10%.
So that's something which officially nothing has come out yet. We are waiting to hear from CMHC on that. We still have the 5% down payment minimum requirement for 500,000 for a purchase, and if we have anything higher than 500,000, we still have the breakdown of 5% for 500 and 10% for the remaining amount. So that still remains in cards.
Okay. One of the questions, and Millie, we just did a private seminar or webinar where people were asking us questions. So I just wanted to also answer some of the questions that we got asked before I go to all these numbers behind me, guys. I'm going to explain what all those numbers means for some of you that missed that webinar. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so, because I bring all professionals that will talk to you about what is going on in the market so that you can make an informed decision. So Mili, we got asked a question about, okay, what happens if you're buying $1 million house? You still need 5% down or you need 10% down?
So with our $1 million house, the way it works is we have the minimum down payment has to be 20%. Okay. So the 5 or 10 doesn't work on that. It has to be a conventional mortgage. The minimum threshold that I have is $9,999. That's a purchase. And then you go with your 5% and 10% breakdown. So that's pretty much what the down payment would be.
But sometimes all those rules and policies also, I know that in the past, you're able to get exceptions to the rules depending on the person, depending on the story. And that's what you're good at, right, Millie?
Absolutely. I mean, with National Bank, this is what we do. We present the file. We present the file in front of our credit managers. We just have to make sure that we are following the down payment guidelines. But in terms of structuring of down payment, that's something which I love talking to my clients. I have the teaching genes in me, so I love talking and teaching. So what I would want us to do is maybe speak to customers, get everything together in terms of paperwork, understand exactly how do we present the file, and then get an acceptance on approvals.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know for me right now, the market has been very, very crazy. It's June 27th today. The market has been very, very crazy. It's a seller's market out there. And to get an offer accepted is just really, really difficult because all the big guys are coming in and they are firming up their offer. And, you know, they are presenting such an attractive offer that a seller cannot refuse. what is going on in terms of the mortgage, in terms of how many applications are you doing now? What is going on?
Okay, so that's a very interesting question. With COVID-19 and whatever is going out in the market, we've been doing a lot of refinancing, Deborah. We've been
Oh,
doing
okay.
a lot of actually, interestingly, but we've been doing a lot of purchases also.
Okay.
People who had already sold their houses or pre-construction houses were closing during this time. I've been
Okay.
very busy. Our credit departments have been very busy. Interest rates have gone down quite a bit because
Yeah.
there's a lot of liquidity in the mortgage market. And we as bank, we want to make sure that our clients and our buyers feel very comfortable in
Mm-hmm.
moving into their homes, not worried about high mortgage payments. So in general, all the banks, we all have gone down on interest rates. The good thing with National Bank is we include child tax benefit as a
Yeah.
part of our income, which really helps our young families, first time home buyers, who really want to feel settled in Canada, and when you have your
Yeah.
home for yourselves, and that's when you really feel that, this is home.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of this is an excellent time to buy, I would say, Deborah. I'm seeing a lot of movement in terms of approvals. Approvals rates are very high. Banks want to support we Canadians and want to make sure that people get into their homes. People
Mm-hmm.
are not nervous with COVID times.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much, we've been very busy, and very optimistic
Okay.
that the markets are really doing well and will continue to do well. We
Okay.
are, in terms of properties, and I mean, I know you're an expert and you would all definitely see that, we're seeing a lot of movement in single family dwelling houses.
Okay.
Banks are working towards getting people into those kind of homes. So yeah, I'm very
Okay.
excited. We're doing well.
Okay. So single family, for those of you that doesn't know, is just like a one family. So like it's not, maybe doesn't have a separate entrance. It's just one family kind of home. So like townhouses, condos, detached, those can be considered a single family home. And something very important that Millie also said, that the interest rates right now is at a record low, and some people actually, Millie was able to get a few clients 2% at 2%, and it's just very, very low. So right now is definitely the time to think about buying. I wanted to talk a minute about what some of those numbers over here that you see means. These are some of the things that I explain in details, and we spent about an hour to kind of discuss what this number means for some of our buyers and sellers in the markets. And we try to conclude and just wrap it up. So right here, these are the sales that happened in the months of January, February, and March. In February, in January, we sold just over 4,500 homes, and there were active listings of 7,721. Now, what that means is that when you divide this big number by this small number, so active listings divided by sales, you get the month of inventory. Month of inventory for January was 1.7, for example, and this month of inventory helps to determine how tight the market is. So any number that is below 4 months, it's a buyer's market. Sorry, it's a seller's market. So any number below the 4 is a seller's market. So 1.7 months of inventory is definitely very low. So these are the ones that cause stressors to the markets and tightens the market a little bit. So it means that there is less supply and there is more demand. So average price, of course, it was 839,000 in the month of January. And in the month of March, in the COVID month, it was 903,000. So the average price did go up a little bit. The days on market is how long it takes an average home to sell. And for just to let you know, this is the Toronto markets. So it was 27 days on the markets for these statistics for Toronto, and in March it was 13 days on the markets. So when we come to what is really going on from 2019 to 2020, you will see that in the month of January was very similar. So over 4,000 homes were sold, and 4,500 homes were sold in January. In February of last year, we sold 5,000 homes, over 5,000, and in February was 7,200 plus. So of course, this brings the average sales up because we are selling more, but inventory is not necessarily increasing. I want to skip to the month of May. So in May of last year, actually, let me touch on March because that was when COVID happened. So last year we sold 7,000 homes, over 7,000 homes. And in March, we sold 8,012 homes. So there was slightly more, actually 1,000 more homes were sold from 1 year of the same month, or March to the next month. So this is very important because that was when COVID happened. And when there are more houses that are sold, but there is still the prices from 1 year to the other didn't really change as much because of inventory, the amount of homes that were in the market at the time. In May of last year, we sold 9,000 plus homes, almost 10,000 homes. And May of this year, things are starting to climb because in April we only sold about 3,000, but in May we sold over 4,600 homes. So people are starting to realize that COVID is here to stay. We might have to adjust a little bit. We still have to get a place to stay. We still need to live in a house. So at the end of the day, houses doesn't go down, or real estate doesn't go down as much as stock markets will go down because of anything. So we were slightly affected, but our spring market seems to take a pause from the month of April. But right now we're slightly starting to see increase in homes that are sold. So a lot of you were asking me that there was 67% change in the market. 67%, that data is actually, and I'll show you this very quickly. There was 67% change, but that data did not really affect the price because from 1 month, from April to May, there was 54% more in sales because, again, of COVID. But that necessarily did not transcribe to price because if you look at this price, it was $8,221,000 in an average price in April. But in May, we went to 864K. This is $821,000 on average. $821,000 on average, yes, in April, and the average price in May was 864, so about 40% increase in sale price. So again, the price is slightly starting to go up because the market is tightening and there's not a lot of inventory. Some people are still scared to list their homes, and this is all affecting the price. But Mili, there were many questions that were asked today about, do you think now, because of all those things, it's just getting more difficult and more difficult for people to buy? They're just purposely, some people are saying, Deborah, they're purposely making this thing difficult for us to buy, and we really want to buy, and what do you think?
So, I think I see the excitement in the market. I see the excitement within buyers and sellers. I see a lot of open houses. The way I see it is, when you love a house, place an offer. Banks, we are big advocates of getting people into their homes. Nothing is getting difficult. That's how I look at it, because number one, the stress test has gone down. Used to be 5.19%, now it's 4.94. So that has made a difference. Absolutely. Yes, CMHC will be tightening the rules from July 1st. Then we have Genworth Financial. We have another governing body, Canada Guarantee, who is making it affordable for clients who might not fall under the CMHC rules. So they have Genworth there to support it. Banks have a low interest rate, so it gives that confidence in clients to stop renting and buy a place of your own. So I see a lot of excitement. I mean, Deborah, we've been very busy. We're spending we're working on our laptops in our backyards, having our margaritas, putting the files
Yeah.
in. So yeah,
While
it's
watching the
exciting.
kids while they're doing their homework and all of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's
Honestly,
great.
kudos to the moms, all our moms out there. You know, you guys are doing, we are doing an amazing job.
Yes.
I wanted to also touch base. You said that the stress test has gone down a little bit. So give me an example. So for a person that is earning $100,000, and I know this is, I don't want to put you on the spot, and by all means, but
Mm-hmm.
I just want a little bit more detail. So for a person that has that was under the old rules of stress test, and
Mm-hmm.
now how much more can I afford with the same income, approximately?
So approximately, so for example, if someone, and again, Deborah putting me on the spot here, but let me try to put my math
I-
numbers together. So I would say with the stress test, I would still go with the formula of 4.5 times of your
okay,
income.
okay,
And so let's say for 100,000, you're looking at around 450,000 for
okay,
mortgage.
okay.
Yeah. Again, household income matters a lot, child
Yeah.
tax benefit, and other incomes. But yeah,
Okay. And I know National Bank also considers people that are on probation, they give them mortgages, and
absolutely.
even for
Absolutely.
self-employed, there might be exceptions, even if you're not 2 years
That's true. So
on the
what we
job.
do is exactly. So what we do is we work with our clients. So let's say, for example, I have an IT professional who has been an IT employee, is doing good in what they do, and they decide to become self-employed, right? So they
Okay.
decide to incorporate it. So we look at the history, we see what the client is doing, how long have they been doing that, and that's how we present our files.
Okay.
So mortgage is no longer, I've been doing this since 2006. Mortgages no longer are cookie cutters anymore. We want our Canadians to enter the housing market, and that's how we
So
work
it's not
towards
like we're
it.
scaring them or anything.
Not
Of
at
course,
all.
making sure
No.
that people, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And I say the longer you wait, the more oops you have to jump,
True,
typically, right? It's
true.
getting a little bit more, I want to use the word creative for mortgage brokers to be able to present the file, but it doesn't mean that you cannot buy something. But for sure, the prices are going up, right? All these other policies, Equifax, I was hearing the Equifax was viewing things differently, and they're making it more difficult for mortgage brokers, which means that if I wanted to place an offer for my clients and I wanted to put 3 days condition or 2 days condition, maybe now I don't have a choice than to put 5 days condition. So all of those things are things that are affecting the markets, but nobody really has the crystal ball. That's what I like to say. Nobody really knows what is going to happen in September, when the government stop giving all this serve out and maybe there's less money in the economy. Nobody really knows. But I want to say that as we conclude that the best time for you to buy real estate is really the best time that is best for you and your family, for your unique circumstance. If I was having more kids or babies, or maybe I already have, and maybe I was a man, pretend I was a man, and women are usually, we are the one that gives our husband the problem and say, I gotta move out of these basements. I gotta, and if as a man, if I can't if I'm not happy and my wife is not happy, then maybe I should buy her what she wants, right? Under the right circumstance. But all this is to say that whatever the circumstance for you is what you're going to use to consider whether or not to buy a house right now. Because what is good for me might not be good for you, right, Millie? What
I
is
agree. Absolutely. And, I think let's not be scared in looking what is out there as
yeah,
the most important thing, because we want to make sure that we know what we're looking for, right? We
yeah,
want to make sure that we have our down payment. We want to make sure that we understand what income documents we need to have, talk to our employers, get the paperwork together, explore, go out there.
yeah,
Sometimes you will be surprised to see that things happen so fast. And Deborah, I think you would be the best person to say that. So
yeah.
Deborah would call me on a Friday evening when I'm having a glass of wine with my husband, and she goes,
We
"Millie,
gotta
I have
go,
an offer.
Millie.
Here you
We
go."
gotta go.
Exactly.
We gotta go, yes, because the market is so fast, it's so fast paced, and sometimes people will see the first house and they'll like it. Some people might see maybe the third house before they find what they're looking for. But we gotta make sure that we work with the right professionals to make sure we can advise them and give them the right information to make decisions, whether it's the first one or it's the third house that they're buying, right?
That's right.
And having professionals that have worked on investments, on first-time buyer kind of homes, on condos, on all those things, different cities. I think it's definitely a person that you want to have in your corner. I had a question, but it skipped my mind. But Millie, do you have any other last-minute words that you wanted to share?
You know, I think when we say I want to buy a house, the time is now. That's what I feel. Sometimes when we play the waiting game, working in this industry for so long, I have seen clients who have never been able to purchase a home because they always try to time the market.
Yeah,
And that's something which doesn't unfortunately work with real estate. In terms of mortgages, I always say put your full trust in me, because again, when you go into a house, I want to make sure it becomes a home for you, because you're
yeah.
raising your family in it, right?
Hmm.
And when someone is working in your best interest, when I am there, making sure that you have your documentation on time with the lawyers, when I feel a feeling of accomplishment, and when you see the passion in your mortgage agent working towards your files, that's a very big accomplishment by itself.
Yeah.
So I mean, I work with Deborah very closely, and we would love to get you your homes. As I say, an excellent team. When we work as a team, a real estate agent, a mortgage broker, and a client becomes, we can deliver a beautiful home to you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Millie, for your time.
Thank you, Deborah.
Yeah, thank you so much, audience, for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you have any question, please drop it in the comments below. I'll drop the information for Millie and myself in the comments below. If you have any friend that is still procrastinating, that is still thinking whether I should time the market, whether I should wait till next year, and they're ready now, please tell them, share this video with them, and hopefully this will give them some information of, starting, and we encourage them to start. Let's bring ourselves together. Let's help one another together, up together, because together we can really make a difference. A lot of people are going through a lot of things during this COVID-19, but also a lot of people have made money. And please try to call one another and check up on one another, and also let's try to provide positive impact and positive vibes. And by sharing this video, I'm sure you can do so. Thank you so much, Millie.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Deborah.
All right, bye.